Welcome to S44 Intel. This report provides situational awareness and strategic context regarding the current situation in the Middle East. Here is the current operational assessment, beginning with intelligence preparation. A United States Air Force RC-135 Whiskey Rivet Joint aircraft has transited from Royal Air Force Mildenhall into the Middle East. The Rivet Joint is a high-capacity signals intelligence platform. It intercepts and geolocates electronic emissions across the electromagnetic spectrum. Historically, Rivet Joint deployments cluster in theater ahead of major strike operations. They support targeting, battle space awareness, and command coordination. Operationally, this represents a meaningful intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance posture escalation. This signals preparation for high-resolution monitoring of Iranian communications and radar environments, but it does not confirm imminent action. However, this asset is typically deployed when planners anticipate elevated operational tempo. Shifting to naval posture. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group is operating in the broader Middle East region. This expands United States power projection capability. It supports sustained air operations, and it strengthens deterrence credibility. Political messaging describing a massive armada should be treated as deterrence rhetoric. It is also part of ambiguity management. The physical carrier presence is the more significant indicator. It materially alters the operational balance. It increases available response options. Iranian official messaging reflects a parallel defensive posture shift. Military leadership reports full naval alert status. Diplomatic channels state that Iran will defend itself at the highest readiness level if pushed. These statements are consistent with state behavior when credible external military pressure is perceived. They signal preparation rather than immediate offensive intent. Satellite imagery provides additional maritime context. Sentinel-2 imagery dated January 27 shows the Iranian drone carrier IRIS Shahid Bagheri anchored at Bandar Abbas. This platform supports unmanned aerial and helicopter operations. It enhances Iran's maritime reconnaissance capability. Its location near the Strait of Hormuz reinforces Iranian ability to monitor key maritime approaches. These routes are used by United States carrier forces. Unmanned systems activity further supports this assessment. Iranian drones are reported operating in the Gulf of Oman. They are likely conducting reconnaissance on United States naval movements. Additional Voyager 6 drones and a CH-53 helicopter have been observed operating within Iranian territorial waters in the Strait of Hormuz. Persistent unmanned activity indicates a forward reconnaissance posture. It is not symbolic signaling. It reflects active monitoring of maritime traffic, and it reflects monitoring of potential force movements. Finally, small combat activity adds an asymmetric layer. Iranian militia boats assessed as Haidar 110 class have been observed operating in Hormuz waters. These platforms complicate maritime security environments. They add fast and distributed threat vectors and choke point zones. This does not indicate imminent engagement. However, it increases operational friction. It increases defensive requirements for naval forces. Analyst assessment. What this likely means. This pattern reflects synchronized intelligence preparation. It reflects naval force posture strengthening, and it reflects Iranian defensive readiness alignment. The RC-135 Whiskey deployment is the strongest indicator of elevated pre-conflict planning activity. Combined with carrier presence and Iranian unmanned monitoring, this suggests positioning behavior. Both sides are preparing for potential escalation scenarios. This is not routine regional posture. What this does not mean. This does not confirm that strike orders have been issued. It does not establish execution timelines. It does not indicate automatic proxy activation. It represents readiness convergence. It does not represent irreversible commitment. Escalation ladder update. Current placement, Phase 2 transitioning toward Phase 3. Reasoning, high NISR assets, carrier deployment, and Iranian defensive activation reflect coordinated preparation across multiple domains. These are institutional readiness indicators. They are not rhetorical signaling. However, key execution markers remain absent. This concludes the current operational assessment. S44 Intel will continue tracking intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance posture changes. S44 Intel will track maritime activity. and it will track escalation indicators across the region. Stay informed. Stay analytical. End of report.